Welcome back to the Morning Brew for this Tuesday morning. I'm Larry Ahrens, your host here on the show, and this part of the show is brought to you by our friends at Albuquerque Arts and Entertainment Magazine, New Mexico's only magazine dedicated to arts and culture, available online and all around Albuquerque and Santa Fe, where you're going to find free publications. Look for it there. We've got the boss here today. Stephanie Hainsfurther is the publisher and editor of Albuquerque Arts and Entertainment Magazine. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Larry, for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. We've been talking with several of the guests that you have provided, and you decided to come in today and talk a little further about arts and literature today, because you brought some books.
I did bring some books. We are previewing the January issue today, and we do have a lot of books in the January issue. My favorite thing, we've got Max Evans' new book.
Max is a great local author.
Yeah,
I really like him.
He is. He's very popular and very well known.
We have a picture of Max here.
We do. We have a picture of Max.
He's a tough old cowboy kind of guy. There he is.
Hey, Max. Yeah, he's wonderful. He really is. And Wolf Schneider has interviewed him for our January issue about his new book, Animal Stories, a Lifetime Collection, about all the animals on ranches and farms and in his personal life that he's known. We've also got The Architecture of Change, Building a Better World, which is about how architecture can help social projects.
Oh, nice.
And we've got an architect from Taos, Rachel Preston Prince, who has interviewed the authors and about this book, so that's kind of special too.
We have met Rachel
she's terrific.
Yeah, and she's a preservation architect, so she brings a different perspective to these old buildings that you find around New Mexico.
Exactly, and she was the perfect writer to talk to you about this book. We also have Carlos Contreras, who's also been on the show for you, one of our poets who writes for us, and he has interviewed Levi Romero about Sagrado, photo poetics across the Chicano homeland. And there's lots of beautiful photos and beautiful poems in this book by Levi Romero, one of our local poets. So we've got a whole slew of books lined up and a book list online too for January.
Not bad. This is all New Mexico stuff
all
here.
New Mexico stuff here.
Yeah, that's great.
We've got a couple celebrities coming into town too. We've got Leon Russell at the Dirty Bourbon.
No kidding.
Later in January, yes. Yep.
That's a chance to see him up close.
Yes.
In a performance space, and man, Leon Russell's been around a long time.
Yeah,
he's a legend.
And I assume that at the Dirty Bourbon you could dance to him.
I assume you can. That's what they're set up to do over there.
That's right, exactly.
That's at Eubank and Montgomery.
Right. I think that building was Saul Goodman's office in Breaking Bad.
I think it
was. With the inflatable Statue of Liberty on top.
Right. I think it was.
Yeah.
It's right there, kind of down there past Pelicans.
That's
right.
Down in the corner. Right, behind Pelicans.
If you don't know where Dirty Bourbon is. Now, Leon Russell, he's a big deal.
I know, and it's right in my neighborhood, so I can't wait to see him. And speaking of Breaking Bad, Bill Burr, the comedian, I don't know if you know this guy, he is hilarious. He's going to be at Route 66 Casino in January 18th, I believe.
Now, he had kind of a recurring role on Breaking Bad.
He did. He was one of Saul Goodman's henchmen on Breaking Bad. Yeah.
I wonder if he'll have a recurring role in the new show, Call Saul.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah. I hope so.
I've not caught Bill's act before.
He's funny. He's really funny. He's from Boston, and he really knows. He's a nice guy, and that comes across. But some of the stuff he talks about is a little risque. He's fun. He's a lot of fun. He really is. So we also and we have pictures of Leon and Bill. If you want to flash them on.
We ran them.
Okay, good. And we've also got, Jim Hammond, the Southwestern wine guy.
Yes.
He writes our Artful Pairings column about food and wine pairings.
I've been to his house for dinner and had wine.
Yeah.
Oh, he and his wife Barbara, it's really fun. And he's not a pretentious guy about wine. He just says, hey, this is good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Try this.
Yeah.
And he's real generous with his knowledge.
He is, and his Wines of Enchantment book is just packed with wine information.
Yeah, we've had him on the show too.
Yeah, I
see. We have a lot in common, you and I,
know,
Stephanie.
I know. We should be Facebook friends.
We should. We should. So what are they, now he writes for you.
He writes for us for Artful Pairings, and he has done a review of Mas, which is the new tapas bar in the Hotel Andaluz. So it's Mas, Tapas y Vino, and Chef James Campbell Caruso has put this all together. There he is. He's a handsome guy, very handsome guy. And Jim writes about it, reviews it in the January issue.
I'm guessing he likes it a lot.
Oh yeah, does he ever? Does he ever?
You know, having wine and tapas, that's a great way to dine, isn't it?
I think it is. I think the small plates idea is a great one.
This is kind of a new thing over at Hotel Andaluz.
Yes, it's in the former Lucia space. That was a more kind of formal dining room, bigger dinners, also a great lunch place.
Oh, I see. So they've transformed the dining room into this.
They have completely transformed it. Yeah,
how
redecorated
fun.
Everything. Yeah,
Wonderful.
I can't wait to try it. Jim just really recommended it to me.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
And obviously some Spanish wines in there.
A lot of Spanish wines in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he writes about them in January too.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Now, how long has Albuquerque Arts and Entertainment magazine been around?
We're actually in our 17th year.
Wow.
I've owned it for almost 6 years now. And we've turned it into a real going out guide, in the arts. We say love of the arts is a lifestyle, and people just who love arts are buying tickets, they're out there, they're participating in these arts events, and we have so many in Albuquerque.
Listen, I sit here and host this show, and we have guests on with a variety of arts, a lot of theater, a lot of music,
yes,
and various people that come across our set here at the show, and I'm just blown away with what we have, and people are supporting it too.
Yes, it's really amazing. It really is amazing when you go to the theater and you see the same people who just love theater.
Right.
Like me. I'm there all the time. And we have so many theaters here in Albuquerque.
We do.
30, 40, something like that.
It blows my mind how much theater we have here. Just that category alone.
Absolutely.
Then the different musicians and the venues that we have.
Oh, I know.
The different places that people... Where else are you going to see Leon Russell in a small country bar?
Amp Concerts does a great job at bringing people to town. So, for tickets to Leon, ampconcerts.org is the place to go. Great company.
So I guess my point is there's no shortage of things to write about in Albuquerque Arts and Entertainment magazine.
And we do have a lot of theater in the January issue too. The Adobe Theater is doing Pack of Lies, which
we have some pictures of the cast.
We have some pictures, and these are the Jacksons. To the right we have Bridget Dunn, and there's Peter Brown, and to the left is Ray Orley, who plays the MI5 inspector who comes to their house and asks them if he can use their teenage daughter's room to spy on their neighbors.
Really?
Yes.
What's the name of this again?
Pack of Lies.
Pack of Lies.
Judi Dench, I believe, won a Tony for it on Broadway.
So there's spies, there's intrigue.
I don't want to give it away.
I know. And where is this playing, at the Adobe?
At the Adobe Theater.
Great theater space.
Oh, it is. And they have a wonderful season lined up. And this is just the first one.
The pace is really picking up over there at the Adobe. I think that's become a very popular venue.
Oh yeah, and they really know how to select the plays for their audience too. And then we've got the Cell Theater, Fusion Theater Company. They're right down the street here at First and Roma. And they've got The Other Place by Char White coming up. And Fusion Theater Company is our only Actors Equity company in New Mexico. Yes. So The Other Place was very popular in New York, and they always bring great plays here, new plays for us to see here in Albuquerque. It's just amazing what we can see here.
Now, Stephanie, we have some images of some design students in Santa Fe. What's this about?
Yes. Our film writer, Jeff Berg, has written an article about these film students at Santa Fe University of Art and Design. And they've done 2 indie films with young, popular actors, Richmond Arquette of the Arquette acting family, and Jordana Spiro. And they've made two short films. And this is them setting up a night shot, some of the students. And this is a big program, the film program at SFUAD, and they do a wonderful job. They really do. I can't wait to see these films, and I will let the readers know when they can see them in public.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, you say you have a special correspondent just for film, and
Yes.
you cover this extensively.
Yes.
This is really becoming the place to not only make film, but see it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's so many different ways to cover film here. You know, you can talk about the production companies that come here. You
Right.
can talk about the films at the Guild Cinema, which they just do a wonderful job, those guys over there. We have a profile of Keith and Don, the owners of the Guild, online this month.
One more, Yucca Art Gallery. We have
Yucca
a picture
Art
of
Gallery.
the Yucca Art Gallery
Yes,
here.
we do. Yucca Art Gallery in 2014 is celebrating their 50th year as a co-op gallery.
Wow.
So it's a group of artists who all have some skin in the game, and it's 50 years, and we have Mary Montano, our visual arts writer, writing about that this month, and also about the Gallery ABQ and Corrales Bosque Gallery, both co-ops, who are long-lived and celebrating anniversaries this year.
Well, let's keep the collaboration going, Stephanie. I
Okay.
love what you guys are doing, and keep sending us people. We'll put them on TV for you.
Oh, absolutely. I've got a whole roster.
Oh, good. And Stephanie, where can people get Albuquerque Arts and Entertainment Magazine?
At your favorite coffee shop and restaurant, in the libraries, and at Whole Foods.